My name is Deborah. I am a trainer at Techie Academy with experience in Microsoft 365 Enterprise. I will be giving you a brief synopsis on Microsoft 365 applications and why you should choose to learn with Techie Academy. So Microsoft 365 is a collection of cloud-based services, collaboration tools, and suite of software developed for productivity. And that includes Outlook, SharePoint, Microsoft Teams, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Exchange, Viva, etc. Microsoft 365 was created to provide flexible solutions that are more integrated for personal and business needs. Now I will talk about Microsoft Office applications. Microsoft 365 Office tools are a collection of productivity applications that help users create, communicate, collaborate, and manage tasks efficiently. These tools are available as part of the Microsoft 365 subscription and are accessible via desktop applications, web browsers, mobile devices, etc. Some Microsoft 365 applications are already mentioned earlier, and I mentioned Viva, Exchange, Outlook, SharePoint Online. You also have Power Apps, you have Streams, you have Lists. Microsoft creates applications, they are bringing in more new applications. So I will be highlighting SharePoint Online specifically here and listing some key features in the application. So Microsoft SharePoint Online is a cloud-based collaboration platform that is part of Microsoft 365. It allows organizations to store, organize, share, and access information from any device with a web browser. And we have some key features of Microsoft 365, of SharePoint Online rather. So you have document management. Document management includes uploading, managing, and collaborating on files in real time. So for document management, SharePoint offers you the opportunity to collaborate. For example, let's talk about Word. You have Microsoft Word or the Microsoft Office suite, which includes Excel, Word, PowerPoint. So if you are sharing a document on a site that's in SharePoint Online, a SharePoint Online site, maybe Word, for example, you can have 5 people collaborating on that document. And when you are typing, you can see other people typing. So if I, Deborah, am typing, and I have my friend Lola, I have my friend Isioma, the 3 of us are collaborating, we can see what each of us are typing. So if there is an error, we can correct ourselves, and it helps us to submit a document faster. That is real time. We are working on it live. Okay. So another key feature of SharePoint Online is team sites. On team sites, you can create dedicated sites for teams or projects to centralize content and communication. So in your team site, there is what is called the Office 365 groups, and there are some team sites that are not Office 365 connected. So these are some of what Techie is going to train you on to know Office 365 groups and team sites that are not Office 365 groups connected. We have communication sites. So communication sites, here you share news, reports, and other information across the organization. So let me give you more explanation on communication sites. On communication site, this can be shared with the whole organization. Team sites, for example, you can have it for a department. You can create a team site for HR. You can create a team site for compliance, for IT. Each of these departments have their site, but a communication site is created for the whole organization. So if Deborah, for example, I'm celebrating my birthday, you will see it there. If there is a news, for example, you have December party coming up, you will see it there. Any news that is useful for the organization will be put up in the communication side. It is accessible for all the staff within the organization. Okay, so another key feature is integration. So SharePoint Online seamlessly integrates with Microsoft 365 applications like Teams, OneDrive, Outlook. For example, let's talk about the Office 365 group. When you have an Office 365 group, here you have in that Office 365 group, you have Teams, OneDrive, Outlook, SharePoint. So if you are in your Outlook, you can look at your Office 365 group and open it and see the people that are there. And you can also, from there, open the team connected site. You can open the site itself and the Teams. Under Teams, you have Teams is integrated with SharePoint Online in a sort of way. So these are one of the trainings within SharePoint Online that Techie Academy is going to put you through. And then another key feature is search and discovery. Under search and discovery, you have powerful search tools to find documents, people, and sites quickly. This is under SharePoint Online. You can add web parts that include quick links, images, texts, etc. Another key feature is security and compliance. It includes tools for data governance, retention policies, and access control. So here, all these applications within Microsoft are in one way or the other, they are connected to themselves. So data governance, retention policies, these are under compliance management. But when you have SharePoint Online and you are managing the document center, or you are managing the document libraries for an organization, you need to know how retention policy works, because it is very important in managing the documents, keeping them safe, and retaining them. And then sometimes if you want to purge the data to save space within the subscription you have for your organization, you need to set retention policies correctly, so that if you want to purge a document within 10 years, you don't make a mistake, to put it shorter. So this is what retention policies means. Access control is about having who has access to what documents, and where those documents, should they be accessible on mobiles, connected, added to maybe they are Intune joined, they are joined to the organization via Intune, or just any mobile device can access those documents. Should they be accessible on laptops that are not joined to they are not organization joined, or they should be accessible by all laptops, or all computers rather. So this is what I mean by access control. And I will just be giving you a brief highlight, that is a demo on what SharePoint Online entails. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Okay, my screen is already shared rather. So just take a look at this. This is my, okay, admin center. I did not mention that, but as if you are going to be a Microsoft 365 administrator, you need to have access to Microsoft 365 Admin Center, or if you're managing SharePoint, you are going to be a SharePoint administrator. So you can have access to SharePoint Admin Center without accessing the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So when you open the landing page of your admin center, this is what it looks like. You have your co-pilots, you have the applications, some of the applications I mentioned. Okay, so here I'm going to go to the sites. This is what the site looks like, and you can create a site here. You can come here to create a site, and then okay, so here it's giving you the option to create a team site or a communication site. And then if you highlight or open one of these, you can also open, there are other sites. There's one called a document center, and then it's going to ask you if it is, do you want an Office 365 connected group or not? And then these are some of the sites I opened already, and this is what a site looks like. It's going to give you different features of what you want. For example, if I want to create a team site, let's look at what it gives us. It says it already has some some site templates. You call them templates. So do you want this standard team crisis communication? What sort of template do you want? So you can pick the template you want. And it says you can change the site template later under settings. Okay. Then this is an example of what a site looks like. And then you have different features in the graphical user interface. And here you can have a test site. You can have a test site. If you want to add a list form, document library, a page, a news post, plan, applications, you have add a page, you can add an application, you have site content. So SharePoint is broad, I would say. You have some applications already integrated, they are already on Microsoft. You also have the opportunity, you can embed web content in your SharePoint site, and a developer can also connect a site to a third-party application. So you have your site content, you have site information, permissions, site pages, site branding, okay, which is new. And then here you can also let me edit the page. You can edit a site, the page of the document. So when you edit a page, this is what is called web parts. So this web parts, you can also come here to add another section if you want to add another section. But here it is asking me, what do you want to add here? See all web parts. I'm going to click on see all web parts. You have events, images, conversations, link, group calendar, you have your banner, button, call to action. It gives you different options of web parts, and you can choose whatever web part you want to add. So those are some of the important features you have in your web part. And if you want to add another section, you can have different sections in a page. So it would ask, it's giving you the option, is it a 2-column section? Is it a 1-column section? Is it a 3-column section? So if you add the 3-column section, you can also, after adding that, you can come here. So this web part option I showed you here, this is what you have here again, and you can add the web part you want to those 3 options. So this is, you have your spacer, you have your video. So this is, you have your countdown, you have your events, you have your group calendar, you have your news organization chart, you have people planner. So this organization chart, when you are onboarding people, for example, you are onboarding new staff to your organization, and they have their titles. So once if you, the when you create a site and you add the organization chart, it's supposed to show the hierarchy of the staff, who and what and what. And if you add the members of a site, if you add members to a site, the organization chart is supposed to bring all these up. This is what the organization chart is about. You have Microsoft Forms, you have Power BI, Quick Chart, site activity, and more. So this is so when you are done with adding the web part you want, you can add events. Events is different from group calendars. Events is an example of what I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the communication site. You can also add it to your team site. So you can republish it when you are done. And then Microsoft Office, sorry, SharePoint has many features that we cannot cover within this short example I'm giving you. But this is the reason why I would implore you to learn with Techie Academy if you want to learn about Microsoft 365 applications, because Techie Academy has experienced trainers who have worked with Microsoft um, as a third-party engineer for a couple of years, and they have gained experience and knowledge. And so they are going to train you on the nitty gritty. And afterwards, you are going to get a globally recognized certificate. So this is about it. Do have a beautiful time. And please check the link below to reach out to Techie. Thank you.